Hello everyone. So recently I looked at the Beyond Bonkai Soul Reaper forms for Bleach Brave Souls, and that's after a long time ago I looked at the Beyond Resurrection forms for the Espada, and people were requesting that I look at Ichigo's forms in the game, since apparently he has game exclusive forms, and Ichigo already has a number of forms throughout Bleach. So I'm curious to see what they expanded on, what kind of new forms he even could have, considering we've seen a lot of transformations for him throughout the series that correspond to the different types of things that Ichigo is. You know, he's a Soul Reaper, he's a Fullbringer, he has hollow abilities based on white being in his system. Quincy, and is that everything? I think that's everything. Right? Soul Reaper, Hollow, Quincy, Fullbringer. I feel like isn't there one more just human? Maybe I'm forgetting one. I think that's it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna look at the forms here. I got sent what are the exclusive transformations for him in the game with no explanation. I was told to just kind of look at them and try and figure out what they are just based on the designs. So maybe there are much more in-depth explanations of what they are, but I'm just gonna give my guesses based on the design of what this is supposed to be. So let's get to it as we look at these exclusive Ichigo forms from Bleach Brave Souls. It's going to be casual, fun little chat. Let's do this. Alright, so this first one, at first glance, it looks a lot like the Horn of Salvation from the end of the series, except pretty sure wasn't that horn on the other side. And this form has long hair compared to that one, and the horn isn't so much growing out of the side of Ichigo's head that looks more like Ichigo. There's still a part of the hollow mask over one of his eyes, and his skin's very pale. It reminds me a bit of Shinji's Beyond Bankai look, kind of. But what it obviously mostly resembles is the form that Ichigo took when he fought Ukiura way back. It's got very similar design as far as the collar and the sleeves and the hair. I mean, it's very much, it looks a lot like that if that mask got more broken. I think there's even an image when he's coming out of that form that looks a lot like this. I'm gonna have to double check. I'll put it up on the screen if I find it. I'm pretty sure when he's starting to break free of that, I think there's one that looks a lot like this. This is super cool. As far as what it could mean, to me it feels like the Horn of Salvation if white was kind of still more of an influence, or maybe if there wasn't a Quincy balance, if this was just Ichigo controlling his hollow form. Feels more hollow than anything. So maybe it's that kind of berserker Ichigo form if he gained control over it and could use that power specifically. That's what I'm thinking this is. It's that under his control. It's like if Bruce Banner takes full control of Hulk, I guess. That's what I'm thinking this is. Next one. Whoa. Okay, so this... Obviously the black hair is striking. Can I zoom in on his eyes? What color are his eyes? I can't really tell. I was gonna say if they're red. This looks... I mean, the armor's looking like his Fullbring, right? It's got the skeletal... This is some sort of Fullbring thing. Maybe like a full mastery of his Fullbring, but why would that turn his hair black? It kind of looks like the Fullbring mixed with... I always forget the name of his form. When he gets the black hair and the red eyes is what it made me immediately think of, where he fuses with his Tensa Zangetsu against Aizen. It feels like a Fullbring mixed with that. Because his hair's a little longer here too. It's not quite crazy like that, but maybe it's like if he merged with his Zanpakuto plus... Oh, it's not really merged with that sword though. I don't know what this... It's like a Fullbring mixed with that. Maybe that's just what it is. If he has full control of his Fullbring, maybe it'll turn him into... He'll be able to draw on that because he's... I was about to say, maybe he's drawing out the soul of his sword. It's Fullbring related though, right? That skeletal is very specific to his Fullbring. And obviously Ginjo shared that when he stole his Fullbring. Because he looks Ginjo-ish with the hair too. I think it's some sort of mix between a Fullbring and that other form when he merges with his Zanpakuto. Is this like his Beyond Bankai? If he merges with his Zanpakuto, does it like bring out his Fullbring? Maybe, because that's a part of him too. Let's go with that. I'm gonna guess this is his like Beyond Bankai where he merges with his Zanpakuto. maybe later once he's figured out his full bring, because when we saw him do that, he hadn't figured that out yet. So maybe that'll contribute to it too. Much like once he has his full bring, his sword changes. That's my final guess. This is him merging with the Getsuga Tensho like he did, except he does it later after he's unlocked his full bring. That's my guess. That's my guess. That instead of being all wrapped up in bandages, his full bring protects his body. That's my guess. I'm sticking with it. It's cool looking. I like it though, and I always liked that skeletal look. I think it honestly worked better for Ginjo, but because he kind of has the black hair, I think it complements it better here. And in general, because there's more robes here instead of just the skeletal armor, I think it just adds a cool flair to it. And the red, it looks badass. I like this a lot actually. It's weird though. It barely feels like Ichigo kind of. Maybe that's the point. Alright, next one we got is this one. That's a weird one too. Why does that jacket feel familiar? It's like a Quincy jacket, maybe. Why does that like collar feel? I don't know. It's an aesthetic of a specific thing, though, isn't it? Is it a Quincy? Is it the Stern Ritters? Do they have that? I feel like I'm going crazy. What's with that jacket? Do they kind of have that flair? Little bit, kind of. Some of them. I'm looking at a group shot of the Stern Ritter. Not really. Nothing specific. A lot of them have like the closed collar with the cross, or I guess a little bit like Baz B. That's driving me crazy. What does that look like? Why does that feel familiar? Is it from an entirely different anime? I don't know. Anyway, it kind of looks Quincy-ish because of the white coat. Makes me think Quincy. Yeah, this feels Quincy-ish. He's got a weird weapon. Is it like a... It kind of looks like his full bring. I feel like it's supposed to be a bow because he's got the archer gloves. This is cool looking. I don't really know. I guess it's like a Quincy Ichigo. Yeah, I guess so. I could see it. But it's like a Quincy with all of Ichigo's things. I feel like they're merged with other aspects of himself. It's more like something specifically is taking over because there's still like Soul Reaper robes kind of here. I just feel like maybe he's leaning more on the Quincy powers, but the weapon makes me think of his full bring. So maybe it is like everything. But maybe it's like if he was a part of the Vondenreich and he was using all his abilities, that would be an interesting what if, honestly. Whether Ichigo was raised by the Vondenreich or if he got re-educated or whatever that Yuabaha wanted to do after their first fight. I could see that. Yeah, I feel like this is like a Quincy Ichigo that is using all his abilities because that bowish thing looks like a full bring weapon for him. Huh. It's cool. I like it. It's got flair. All of these got flair to them. Whoa, okay, so this one, I think just because of the blue, makes me feel like Quincy. And also, that's definitely a bow. But this bow feels more like a Zanpakuto. It feels like he grabbed the Getsuga Tensho, black Getsuga Tensho, and turned it into a bow to fire Quincy arrows. It's really the coloring. The blue makes me think this is a Quincy attack. But the outfit... The X's are giving full bring as well. So maybe this could be... Looks more Soul Reaper than Vondenreich. Maybe this is him unleashing his Quincy... Or mixing his Quincy powers more with his Soul Reaper powers. But the full bring outfit... But the full bring's kind of just layered on top of the Soul Reaper power eventually. This one to me doesn't scream as much that he's aligned with the Quincy as much as it does he's using that power. I'm just getting that he seems more free here. You know, honestly, I would have loved to have seen Ichigo have a bow at one point during the Thousand Year Blood War, like forge a bow like his mom. I get that the Getsuga Tensho is like a ranged attack, so that's also like kind of represents his Quincy side, but this is cool. I kind of like the idea of him having a bow, and that bow specifically, it's got still the aesthetics of his sword, you know? Just the shape of it even. It also kind of looks like a batarang. This is cool. I like this a lot. I think it's the most subtle change of all of them so far, because it looks mostly like Ichigo is a Soul Reaper, but all that blue kind of highlighted in, and the extra lines and stuff, I think it's him using those abilities, maybe to an even greater extent than the last one we saw. Felt more like a mix of a few different things. This feels much more like it's leaning on Quincy. And I think this is the last one I got sent. Yeah, so this is weird. It looks godly. It definitely is screaming some sort of deity. It looks like it belongs in like Naruto or something with what's her name, Kaguya at the end. It feels more like that. I don't even know what this is. Some sort of godly being. I mean, the horns are giving kind of a crown aesthetic. I don't know if this is supposed to be if he's like using the Soul King's powers. What's with the flames, the hands, the nails? What's going on? What is this? He looks like a god. He looks like a fire sun god. Nika. This is the Nika form of Ichigo. I don't know what this is. All I could really guess is it's like this is Ichigo as the Soul King, but the Soul King didn't really have this aesthetic either. So, yeah, my guess is Ichigo is the Soul King. I think this is a bit much. And it doesn't really fit the aesthetic of Bleach, to be honest. I feel like it's more of a Naruto looking thing. I don't really like it. I don't like it. It doesn't. All the other ones got style. This one, it's like cool looking, but it doesn't match Bleach or Ichigo. It feels wrong. Maybe that's the point. Maybe this is like a what if Ichigo is like an evil god. I don't know. It seems scary and unlike him, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so if I have to rank these, oh, there's one more. I got sent one more. What is this? Okay, so, whoa, there's actually some cool details here. So Ichigo's sword, right off the bat, looks pretty cool, but it does also, it's like looks like an upgraded version of his blade, the way the hilt is. It's also the gold coming off of it. So this looks very regal from the get-go. This looks like a dashing, Ichigo's hair's super long and just spread out, and is that his cloak? It's like a white cloak over him. Is this supposed to be if he was a captain? No, it doesn't really look like a captain's cloak. It feels divine, but in a more subtle way than the last one did. This feels more in line with Bleach's aesthetics. This is kind of what I picture if Ichigo was part of like Squad Zero. I feel like in the future, he seems kind of holy. And it might just be the pose, because his hair is flowing out and the robe is flowing out. And I love the armored shoulders, that kind of over the white tunic, that's like a Jedi looking tunic beneath. This is pretty cool, and the orange belt's cool. It also kind of has got a Hokage vibe. I don't know why I'm getting Naruto from some of these, but this is kind of cool. It's kind of sleek. I'm not sure what it's actually supposed to be. Maybe him using some sort of new power, maybe combining all his powers into one holy Soul King-ish power, but to me it feels like this is like Squad Zero Ichigo. I don't know if it's just the pose, the settings high in the sky, but the energy being like golden, it feels holy. Is his hair turning white on the ends? I don't know, but what a mullet. A lot of these are mullets. Lots of mullets. Okay, I think that's the last one. That was a surprise. I thought we were at the end, but we weren't. Yeah, okay. So if I have to rank all these, my least favorite's definitely the one with the horns and the flaming hands. I just don't know what that is, and I don't really like the design that much. That's gonna be last. After that, probably... it's tough. A lot of them are cool in different ways. I'm gonna put the last one we talked about, the like holy one, next, even though it is pretty cool. That'll go next. It's just the hair. I don't know. The mullet is excessive. It's not just long hair. He looks like Ichigo with then a huge mane of hair glued to the back of his head. So that'll go next. After that, maybe the one with the white jacket and the collar, which I'm still not entirely sure. I think I'm not. It's kind of messy in what it's conveying, I feel like, and maybe that's the point, but it's hard to really grasp what that's going for. It's cool looking, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put that one next worst. What are the ones I really like? I'm gonna put the bow one with the black bow and the blue next. It's really cool. It is kind of simple though, but there's kind of a beauty in that. It's cool, but I'm gonna put that one next. Then second place, I'm gonna go with the hollow one, just because it feels a little bit too much like the Horn of Salvation, and a little too much like like his hollow form when he was going berserk, but I think that's the point, so I kind of like it for that. I mean, the previous one too. Some of them, this one though feels like this totally could have been a thing. Like, absolutely could have been one of his forms. I'll put that second, and then first, I'm honestly going to put the black-haired one. I think that just looks really cool, and maybe it's just because I love that Fullbringer skeletal armor to begin with. The hair is a little weird. I'm not sure what it's going for, but he just looks cool. Like, this character looks cool. The sword looking like kind of like a lance. That's kind of cool. I'm putting that one first. For sheer aura, I just think it looks really sleek and cool. And I'm a Fullbringer guy in general, and it kind of leaning into that is fun, and I'm just curious what the concept behind it would actually be. I assume it's something to do with him merging with his weapon again. I'm gonna put that one at number 1. These are all pretty cool, except that horned one is kind of whatever. Yeah, it's interesting because he has so many versatile powers, and there's so many things that make up Ichigo. You can go a lot of different ways, and it looks like they did, and I appreciate that. And I think they did a fairly good job at doing all of these. So I liked them for the most part. Let me know how you guys would rank them, and let me know honestly if there are explanations for these. I'd love to hear them, because I'm giving my guesses and I'm sure those guesses were not entirely right, but some of them definitely felt like they're leaning into particular parts of him kind of taking the lead while still merged with other parts of him. Like this one feels like the Fullbringer is kind of the lead aesthetic, one of them obviously the hollow mask, and then the Quincy bows. You're like ramping up different percentages within Ichigo. Like this one is like 80% Fullbringer, you know? So yeah, all right. And I'm sure I messed up on some of these, and if I missed any, let me know, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.